Oscar is a notorious liar and a clown. And there ain't nothing more to say about that. It's just Oscar, being a liar and a clown. I am so happy that Canelo got away from him.
Absolutely.
And we're going to play these two clips, and we're going to go ahead and get everyone's kind of perspective on this. I want to thank, Kenny, for joining us. You can join us for this one more topic, brother.
Yeah,
I'll go first to you for it and all that, man. So let me play this real quick.
There he is.
El Canelo, mira, sí, ¿cómo se dice? Que me agüita lo que hizo, okay? En la manera que con la que hizo. Yo le estaba pagando más dinero ahora que le están pagando en sus peleas, ¿ok? ¿Por qué no trabajar juntos yo y él para hacer cosas grandes, verdad? Todavía me estoy rascando la cabeza diciéndome, ¿qué es lo que hice mal?
Man, one more.
What are you, 56, Mike? Yeah, 55. And looking as good as you did against Roy, who's a master, right? And just for coming back and doing, you inspired me. So I said, I want to do it too. But in back of my head, my demons are telling me, no, you got to do it, motherfucker.
Oh, yeah, I know how that works.
You know what I'm saying?
I know how your subconscious makes
right,
a bitch out of you.
Right?
Yeah.
I want to do 2 of these fights, I want to do. Hold on. I want to do 2 of these fights, and then guess what? I want to do a real fight, a 12-round fight with either Floyd or Canelo.
I never heard no.
All right, first of all, Cejudo, spare me the reaction, brother. Okay, that's number one. Hey, talk to me, Kenny. I talk to me, brother. You know what I mean? What's your reaction to that before we let you go, brother?
It's gonna be short and sweet. Oscar is a notorious liar and a clown. And there ain't nothing more to say about that. It's just Oscar, being a liar and a clown. I am so happy that Canelo got away from him.
Absolutely.
He can move on with his career. That's the best thing he's done in his career.
Facts.
There you go. Hey, Kenny, man, we want to thank you for coming, joining us, bro. Great discussion. Tell everybody where they can find you on Twitter and all that good stuff, brother.
At IMK Diddy on Twitter, man. And like I said, I appreciate you guys having me on here because I got a sports radio show where I talk 4 hours of sports every day, and they give me 3 minutes to talk about boxing every day.
Man.
So y'all,
that's it.
That's the ratings say no, don't talk boxing. But I'm glad y'all came in here. Let me rock, man. I appreciate all you guys. These styles, man. You keep doing what you're doing. Everybody, man, keep up the discussion. Thank you guys, man.
Hey, man, have a good one, Kenny. Have a good one, brother.
You too.
Hey, Manny, what's your reaction? You saw the video, brother. So what do you make of it? I mean, he's saying he doesn't know what he did, and then the second one, he wants to fight the dude. Like, what do you make
is he gonna be in Thriller smoking that shit or sniffing that cocaine, or what's up with that? You know what I mean? I don't understand. He's nuts. To be honest, and I think I totally agree with Kenny. I think that Canelo did the best in parting ways with them. And if you think about it, before he parted way with De La Hoya, we didn't see much of Canelo. Nowadays, after that, we saw him fight Caleb Smith. Yeah, he fight Yildirim because he wanted to keep the belt and he wants to be undisputed. And then he came in and fought Billy Joe. So we saw 3 good fights in Canelo, 2 of them for championships, and with 2 undefeated guys, and one, of course, number 1, challenger. And this is all after, and if he's saying he's making more money, I really doubt it. And just to think about the whole dispute about the DAZN, he's still fighting in the DAZN, right? So, I mean, I don't understand. And to come out here and say, come on, all right, I get it. This is the exhibition era. And if you ask me, it's out of subject, but we need this kind of stuff because boxing has been hurting for a while. And I like the fact that I'm seeing every now and then some of these exhibitions, but keep it that way. There's nothing in stake to that. But you come out here and say you want to fight 12 rounds against one of the hottest, strongest, boxer in this era in Canelo. I mean, you got to be in some type of high, hardcore drugs to say that. Or maybe he just want to hype himself up. I don't think De La Hoya right now is where he needs to be. I think his company's hurting. He's hurting as an individual, and he's trying everything possible, everywhere he can be in the media to try to hype himself up, to try to get more popularity and see what he does. But other than Ryan Garcia, Who else does he have?
Well said. Well say, hey, Sean Hicks, talk to us, brother. What do you make of what you heard right there?
A wise man once said, "R.I.P. Rick James. Cocaine's a hell of a drug, man." He's talking about that. That's some crazy shit. The crazy part about it is he believes it. And to my brother Manny, I think he's on point in regards of. I think a lot of it's desperation too. He's his company. I also say that not just Ryan Garcia, but he has Virgil Ortiz as well. He has other people on his table as well. But Oscar De La Hoya is not a reason why people are gravitated towards that brand. He's hurting the brand. If anything, it's actually sad to see. I mean, I'll go ahead and say it. I mean, it's probably not the best thing to say after that. Watching that, I'm kind of sad watching it too. I mean, I was a big De La Hoya fan as a boxer, so seeing how he's regressed as a human being, not a promoter, but as a human being, it's pretty sad to see. But yeah, Canelo, best thing he could have ever done, which is a great thing for boxing, which I know we've been using the word a lot. I think that's the word of the day. If you're taking shots at home, clown, go ahead and take another shot, because he was definitely a clown in that clip. Both of them, English and Spanish, he was a clown big time. So,
Payaso.
Yeah, payaso. Mucho.
That's right. Well said. Shadow Ghost, talk to us, brother. Well, what do you make of it? He's upset with them and he wants to fight him even.
No, he's not going to fight him. I think he's bitter about what happened. Now, I don't know necessarily what happened behind closed doors. I mean, if Canelo is making the same or even less, that would question what's going on. But there were times when I remember they would have press conferences and in some of the fights, and you would see De La Hoya walk in and just Canelo his character was just like at first they seemed like really, really close and shit. Then as the fights went on and shit, it just seemed like even his character around him, you could tell that their professional relationship wasn't good. And if that's what he needed to do to leave, then that's what he did. He needed to do to leave. It just seems like he's bitter about it. And let's just say if it was true, let's say if it is true, let's say he is making the same. Canelo has a right to leave if he wants to leave. But if he was under contract and he left in a negative way, I could see why Oscar would feel a certain way. But for you to say that you're going to do two exhibitions and come back and fight who I think is right now the pound for pound best fighter on the planet, you just capping right now. You just, I'm pretty sure a lot of people would like to see Oscar get his ass whooped. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think he's fighting, who is it, Belfort? Is he fighting Belfort?
Yeah, Vitor Belfort, yeah.
Vitor Belfort. To be honest with you, as far as him as a person, I don't like to get too much into how a person acts outside the ring, only because I just know that, we all have our faults as a human being. We all have our sins and do bad things. So as far as like a person using drugs or being an alcoholic, I definitely don't like people that beat up on women, like, with Tank and stuff. But still, I try to judge a person. This is boxing. I judge them on what they do in the ring. It's hard because it's one of the reasons why I personally have certain feelings towards Tyson Fury. Is because it has nothing to do with what he does in the ring. It's what he does outside the ring. That clown shit that we talk about is why I feel the way that I feel. But I try to separate that. Other than that, I don't think he's serious. I think we all see that. I just think he's bitter.
All right, Maestro. Two things are right. He doesn't know why Canelo left him, and he wants to fight him.
Well, it's the thing that really resonates, or not resonates, but is constantly playing in my head from what you showed was when he said la manera. What did he say? He said, I don't remember the excerpt, but he pretty much said in Spanish, the way he did it. Well, there was a reason the way he did it. The reason he did what he did and left you, Oscar, is because behind your back, you were negotiating a contract that stipulated that he fought Triple G a third time, and you never told him that. And then you were acting as a middleman. And it's totally disingenuous, D-Style, for Oscar to say, well, I was paying him more. Well, there's two problems with that statement. One, you were paying him before the COVID-19 pandemic. And as we all know, fighters' purses went down during COVID-19. And number two, as Nopal rightly pointed out in the chat, you weren't allowing him to fight 4 fucking times a year, which is what he's doing now. So literally everything he said was presented in a way that I can only say to you now, and I don't like saying this, but it was very dishonest and disingenuous and was intended to fool the boxing public, and not just fool the boxing public, but earn sympathy for Oscar while also getting people to kind of dislike Canelo. And he threw punches, and I'll copy this from a guy who said it. This ain't my joke. Jimmy Dore, check him out. He threw multiple punches at Canelo, and he hit himself in the balls multiple times. I mean, these punches did not land.
There you go. There you go. Oh, Joe Habib. Those 2 points, right? He doesn't know why Canelo left him. He made more money with me, and he also wants to fight him, by the way, on top of that.
Well, the human body is always going to find a way to try and protect itself, whether it be physically or mentally. And some people, they just have very, very fragile egos. And we run into these people all the time. No matter what happens, it's always somebody else's fault. I didn't do anything. It's not my fault, right? Oscar De La Hoya is one of those people. And I think he tries to rationalize things in a way where, he's trying to protect his ego, right? He has no ability to self-reflect, right? No ability to take accountability for anything that happens. So basically what he's doing is he's just trying to make himself feel good, right? Just like when people like, I don't want to insult the guy, but people have addictions. They're constantly looking for that dopamine release, right? So he's constantly looking for that dopamine release. He's constantly trying to take himself out of any painful situation, right? He can't deal with the reality of the situation if it's painful and it makes him feel bad. So this is one of those situations, and he's trying to rationalize it away. Deep down inside, he knows he's being disingenuous, but knowing that, the truth hurts him, so he has to go with the pretty lie instead of the ugly truth. He knows what happened. He knows what he did. Obviously, Canelo could never go back with him because he can't trust him.
Yeah.
The trust was broken. So once that's broken, you can't have a business relationship with someone because you'll never know when they're going to deceive you again. So I just think that a lot of this is just De La Hoya having his mental issues and his addiction issues and all that stuff. So I think that's the problem here.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Nancy, what do you make of De La Hoya's album? I know you were a big fan. No. What do you make of what you heard right there?
Yeah. So, I have to, I'm not even going to front because, man, I was a hardcore Oscar fan. Like,
Me too.
Posters in the dorm, like just, fangirl to the max. And it was not just for him as a boxer, but also like it was mentioned earlier, it's that boxer story right outside the ring. So, but current situation, and maybe he needs to go back to his singing career.